Welcome back to Closing Time with Nick El-Tawil. I am once again Nick El-Tawil, and I'm here with my guest today, Joey Bergandi. Joey, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. It's sunny and 82 in San Diego. Can't complain. It's like we fight you guys for weather, but I think today we're winning, so it's a pretty good day.
You know, I think it's pretty close most of the time, but then in the summer, we all go to San Diego, and you guys call us zonies. So, but that's why.
You go to San Diego, you flood our bars, you eat our food, you bring some good money into the city, though. So we appreciate all our zonies.
But that's why you have a real estate brokerage in both Arizona and San Diego, right?
Oh, yeah. And that will be a good story to get into because thank God for Xbox Live for making this happen.
All right. So how old are you?
I am freshly 31 years old. I lived like vicariously in my 20s in real estate. So I hate saying I'm in my 30s, but I turned 31 this year.
Okay, cool. So I was, 22, 23 when I got into real estate. Yeah, I just worked my ass off, made it my identity. And it sounds like you did the same thing.
Yeah, I think you and I probably both experienced from a young age that to find success in real estate, you have to be all in. I lean more into the phrase of burn your ship because I tend to be a little more aggressive with how I'll market, prospect, do all the whole nine. So by burning the ship in real estate, you give yourself no other way to fight for money, to find success. Real estate's the only path forward. And that's what I mean with your career in mind. You see what all the top producers have done is made a way that real estate is the only way.
So it's funny. I learned that pretty early on. I was in New York. I was in school. I really want to be a music producer. I want to be Kanye West.
You still can.
I still can be. I can be more like a Kim Kardashian. Maybe I'll be on reality TV. Well, for my mixtape to drop. But I was making tracks, trying to get a record label to hire me. And I got into real estate just because I met some people through school and I thought they'd be good contacts for me.
Yep.
Didn't have anything right away. But when I finally took that plunge and like sold my music equipment, that month I made like 5 deals and like 15 grand.
Yep.
Granted, there were rental deals. New York could do a lot of rentals, but that's when it really clicked for me.
Yeah, and it's crazy when you say, well, it was 5 deals, it was 15 grand. But I mean, back in that time, it's like, holy shit, I just made 15 grand signing paperwork. You're like, this is the best job ever. How can I do this every single month?
Right. There's a little more running around with the New York City rentals, but yeah, taking the train, going all over places.
Yeah, I could not imagine doing that. Power to you to kickstarting that and then jumping ship to Arizona.
Yeah, well, I grew up in AZ, so for me, this is coming back home.
Love that. Love that.
You have the AZ connection. Where does that come from you?
So my brother was a college baseball coach with another guy who went to U of A. And his friend group from U of A were big on Xbox Live. And this was like pre-COVID. I mean, I was 23. I was still playing Xbox every night. My wife worked nights at the time. So what else is a young 24-year-old guy going to do besides eat pizza and play video games, right? So I met Michael Troisi on Xbox Live, who is now my business partner. Him and Stacy Colthard uphold our Desert Momentum, which is our Arizona brokerage. And through Xbox Live, Mike was selling insurance at the time. And I was like, dude, real estate has changed my life. I bought my first home at 23. Look, I'm making all this money. Please get your real estate license. I'll teach you. I'll train you. We'll work together. Then I learned that Stacy, who is the aunt of his wife, his now wife, Tyler, was in real estate. I was like, oh my gosh, go work with Stacy. We'll all work together. And just like that, it worked out. They are an incredible team to lead Arizona, and it all came from Xbox Live. And that's why I still play to this day, because I've picked up clients from Xbox. I've picked up business partners from Xbox. You never know the person that's on the other side of that mic.
That's so awesome, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Story. I will say I was a gamer back in the day. My favorite was actually World of Warcraft. Fun game, consumes your entire life.
Oh, yeah.
So I figure I probably couldn't like get into that and like network with people. Like,
no,
that's probably one I couldn't do. But,
but like when you're playing Call of Duty at the time, you're playing the same group, rotate games, we're always talking.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool thing that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I love that for you. I love that.
Oh, yeah. It's very interesting because like I don't know. I was raised in an era where they're like, "Oh, don't play video games; they're going to ruin your brain or your
Right.
soul, or whatever it is." And now I can be like, I've made some pretty serious money off of playing Xbox. As I tell my wife, like, I'm not going to go play Xbox after work. I'm going to go network. But it just happens that I'm in my office at home with a headset on.
It's like instead of golfing, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, people golf. If you go back like hundreds of years, you'd probably be like, oh, someone's parents were like, oh, don't play golf. Those sport games are stupid. It's the same thing. It's just community building, networking, meeting people, and doing something and having a shared interest.
Well, if you saw it from the music industry, and that's where the rentals, let's say they came from that, it doesn't matter what you kind of have your foot in with real estate, as long as you have a network or a foundation. If you jump into real estate and you express the newfound love and the value that you can provide to those people, we have a product that's always in demand. So you're always going to find clientele that way. Doesn't matter how you're networking it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Everyone needs to live somewhere.
Oh yeah. Especially in San Diego, where prices are climbing fast and there's nowhere to build. We are still fighting over the homes that are on the market here.
Speaking of that, I have a friend who I referred to you, and I thought he had a decent budget, $1.5 million. You're saying, no, that's not a good budget for that.
Well, so for what he wants, we're waiting more on the inventory. I'm sure we see it nationwide that we had people that purchased from the 2021 to 2023 that locked in rates lower than the 5%. Mm-hmm. So like for the guy that you referred to me, he's looking for something that is a highly converting, highly profitable rental for the average person that purchased in that time. So in order to get those type of units available, one, we got to go up in budget, or two, we need rates to come down a little bit to kind of free up that space. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest problem we see here in San Diego. Yeah, there's homes listed, but the homes that everyone really wants are the ones that are tied down with a low interest rate that have no reason to move because of the current market status.
I saw a stat the other day that in California, inheritances, like people who die and pass their homes on to their kids, are more than twice as common, almost 3 times as common as actually new home sales, which is wild.
Oh, it's insane. I work a lot, obviously, through our side network with the Bay Area. My parents lived in the Bay Area for a long time. My mom is still up there. And it is huge up there. I mean, I just got a referral last week that we're waiting for a probate sale to close for them to purchase. It's about a low million for a rental property down here that they're getting all the funds from an inheritance. Mm-hmm. So it's a crazy world we live in. We're starting to see big numbers get thrown around in terms of down payments, not just from international buyers, but your people that had someone unfortunately pass away in the family, and now they're granted these big pockets of wealth to go invest.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a fix to that, right? You guys are just out of land that people want to live on. Like that.
Oh yeah, we can't go south. We're in Mexico. Can't go west. We're in the ocean. If we go north, we're in Camp Pendleton. And if you go east, that's where my office is, and that's why we're the number one in our town for our team size. It's everything is slowly starting to come out this direction. But still, to us, we've got a mountain range about 2.5 miles that way. So running out of land to build in San Diego is a giant problem that we have right now.
Mm-hmm. And I see that happening in Arizona soon. So when I was growing up, I mean, there was just land for days.
Oh,
I moved out to the middle of nowhere, and there was cow farms around us. Now it's all houses. So
it's all houses. And what's crazy is you have these builders that have bought these like plots that they're selling, I don't know, anywhere from a $400,000 house to an $800,000 house on that. But you cross a major city street and you've got a $2 million house on the other side because they're more in the city jurisdiction, if I remember this correctly. And they're following their own rules out there. And they've got these awesome opportunities that they can go out there and make their own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping that we get more condos, but Scottsdale does not like high rises at all. I live in a high rise at 7 stories. Like that's out here.
I think in San Diego, we can go as high as upper 40s to low 50s. So like the high rise environment from a Phoenix or a Scottsdale to San Diego is almost like going from a Montana to a Tokyo in terms of height.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned how you got into meeting Mike Triosi and expanding to AZ. How did you personally get into real estate?
I finished up playing baseball at the University of San Diego down here, got my business degree, and my best friend, Gito, was on the basketball team. one of his teammates, Thomas Jacobs, was a real estate agent. Shout out Thomas. And he invited me and my now wife to his house, and he got us like a bottle of wine and steak and showed me a $5,000 commission check. And I jumped. My whole family was in sales. My dad led some international sales companies. So I knew I was going to do it. But I thought I was going to go into more corporate sales as my family did. But he showed a 20-year-old a $5,000 check, and I damn near had a heart attack. I was like, I want $5,000. What do I need to do for $5,000? And it was a life-changing moment for me, which like cracks me up now, because if we look at where I'm at 9 years later, 375 million in residential sales, almost 400 clients. And it's like the fact that I did all of this for just seeing a piece of paper that said $5,000 on it is hysterical. I'm glad it happened, but it's hysterical.
I'm more impressed that he got a $5,000 check in California. Like, what the hell did he sell? Was that a mobile home? Like,
yeah, it was a $200,000 condo in Pacific Beach. And yeah, I remember when the Pacific Beach condos were $200,000.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It led to an interesting start, because when I first got into real estate, as we're jumping in, I was on a 35% split. So there was a year, I think I made like 165. I had 27 million in sales. And then I like did the math. I was like, wait a second, these commission checks are a little light for where they're supposed to be for the rest of the industry, which is what led to me to launch Velocity 5 short years ago. And it's so crazy.
That's an interesting point, because in New York, like, you're a fresh agent, you start out 50-50 with the brokerage. And if you're a top producer, like I worked with Ryan Serhant when he was at Nest Seekers, he was on 70-30, and that was like the top you could get. He sold 150 million that year. 70-30 was the best you get. The splits in California, Arizona, way better for the agents.
Well, like Arizona specifically, I can't name the company, but it's a cardinal direction and then a 3-letter acronym that gives 100% commission no matter who you are. Yeah. Like, to me, that's crazy. Like, noticing it as a broker now, we have levels of liability, we have levels of fees, we have offices, we have admins, we have tech. Jumping in the side in there in a bit. It's impossible to operate with margins that way, because at the end of the day, then every home that you sell funds the company for everybody else. So yeah, there's those options. Like in San Diego, we've got a couple companies where you can sell 2 houses a year and go from 80-20 to 100% for the rest of the year. But you don't get anything for it. You're kind of just out in the woods with a 6-shooter hoping that your bullets work. And that's unfortunately not the best way to do business.
Right, yeah. For the past 2 years, I was basically just a self-funded indie broker until I got hooked up the side. I just had my phone, and, you know, things take longer. It's, you don't have any tech tools, you don't have any apps. You can still get it done, but it's not the best way to do it.
Yeah, if we look at the world that we're in now with AI and efficiency, it's like you need that back-end support to either help you automate your transactions, help you with your paperwork, or even just a database that works together with everything else you have in your stack to make life easier. It's the indie broker days, I'm sure you learned a lot and had amazing lessons that I'm like, okay, hey, if I do this at this time and I send this email here, I can make it work. But it's crazy when you start adding tools in there that Side provides with us to kind of just make life go on easy mode. Yeah. There was a quote, what was it? 2 all hands ago, on record, I have to say that twice. The Side tech team stated that Joey Bergandi saves 60% of his time while writing offers. And my favorite thing on record is I want to know who's watching me to know how that I saved 60% of my time, because I didn't know that. But I guess when you're tracking transactions, they can notice, like, hey, the time that we're spent on paperwork has significantly decreased because we have all the tools at our disposal to make it easier.
Yeah, just don't tell the Arizona Department of Real Estate I said this, but I would just skip like key paperwork. Well, I probably don't need that. Too many emails to send. Inside, boom, all goes out at once. Don't even have to worry about it. Yep.
It's the same with California. When we're looking at people that are indie or they don't have all of the support, it's like path of least resistance to commission check. Once I get this signed, it's going to be easier to get everything else signed. So we're just going to start with this instead.
Yeah, exactly. I actually had no idea that the Side app was even a main selling point. when I heard about it, I was just like, oh, you guys fund brokerages on the back end and you let them keep the equity. That's perfect. That's great. Turns out the side app is actually like the main selling point. So I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, the ability that you have to take someone from a lead in Follow Up Boss to all the way a closed transaction to push for referrals. And then on a management side, I'm able to track my 25 agents to see what exactly they're doing on a daily basis. Hey, what offers are they writing? Are they consistently not getting counters? What areas are they targeting for their listings? Are we having farms going on there? There's just so much data you can pull from it that the average agent doesn't want to talk about unless they're getting those offers accepted. So we get to see it on, hey, when our agents are failing, let's go into the side app and see what exactly they're doing in terms of physical paperwork that we can help them improve.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I just got on the app like a few weeks ago, even.
Mm-hmm.
I just got set up on ActivePipe yesterday. So I'm not even fully integrated in these tools. What's your favorite part? Like what do you use the most? Obviously the side app, but what else?
Follow Up Boss, I think. Follow Up Boss and then Luxury Presence. Luxury Presence and I have a great relationship that we started a couple years back at Inman. So with Luxury Presence and the side app and Follow Up Boss, we do some beta testing to say, hey, try this, let's work on this. But those two together, if you're able to make your website not just be like, hey, I have a website as most agents, but really work on the SEO and the funnels that you have on those sites so that when a lead comes in and then through Follow Up Boss, you have an action plan that is already set up and programmed to target them. All you got to do is make the calls. It makes life easy. And I think tech is the one thing that I rant and rave about, which if you're going to Side by Side this year, April 15th, I'm on stage talking about the side app and how to best use that with the stack. Quick little plug. But it's truly the best thing.
By the way, it was on like 5 times.
Yeah, it's when you realize as an agent, when you upgrade from, let's say, like the 10 deals a year to jumping past that, you really need systems and support to get past that. Like I'm excited for you to just jump into ActivePipe because ActivePipe for us is such a great tool of the set it and forget it. We can get 2,500 emails out in about 60 seconds. So when we have something we want to blast to our database, we've got 14,000 people, I think, in it from last month. And we want to send out emails. We can get on the hour, we can get 2,500 out. And throughout a day, we can hit our entire database with a piece of information, which chef's kiss makes it so easy.
Mm-hmm. I do have tools for that, but they're all like piecemeal and they're all different subscriptions. So I'm canceling like 10
everything
when I do. Yeah.
I know you can all of a sudden call your building and be like, hey, I know I'm on the 7th floor, build an 8th floor. I'm saving $1,000 a month on all this tech stuff I don't need anymore.
If only they'd let us in Scottsdale.
Hey, maybe they will. If with savings like that, you wouldn't be surprised what they'd want to do.
So you've been with Desert Momentum /Side for what, 5 years now?
Yep.
So before that, were you on a team?
I was on a team. I was at a small mom and pop brokerage, which I loved. I was fed leads, I was fed appointments. I was constantly busy. And it taught me a lot of do's and don'ts in business. So I left from there, launched Velocity. Velocity was my sole ship for 3.5 years. And then after 3.5 years of running Velocity, we won Side's Growth Award. So based off of company sales year over year, we were the fastest growing company within Side. Once I won that award, I had my leverage. I went to leadership and said, hey, we're not in the state of Arizona. Can we be in the state of Arizona? And they had another partner at the time that is no longer with the company. They were looking at kind of, hey, what's the best way that we can move forward? I threw my hat in the ring and they granted it. And that was 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago, that we launched Desert Momentum. And it's cool. It's always easy to run a brokerage in your own office and your own space because I can see all my agents face to face. Running a brokerage in a place where I have to get on a plane to go talk to them, a little different. We have our own challenges and we're still growing. So it's so cool. We're at 7 agents now. We should do about 35, maybe 40 million in sales this year. And I'm prouder of that than Velocity because in Velocity, it's my market. I already know it. I can make it work. Implementing everything into a separate market and finding success is very cool as we teaser, start expanding a little bit more outside of our 2 brokerages and look for a third.
Mm-hmm. What's your next state going to be?
Oh, are you a country music guy?
No, not at all. I want to be Kanye, if you remember.
Yeah, I know, but I have to ask because Ella Langley has a song called Choosing Texas, and that's what we're doing. We're going probably straight to Texas. We had some preliminary talks last year, didn't find the exact fit we wanted, so we're going to be exploring that again, probably Q3, Q4.
I'm very interested in Mexico. I don't speak Spanish, which is a huge roadblock, but you don't need to be licensed out there.
No.
You just say you're a real estate agent. You're a real estate agent. The properties are amazing. They're still relatively cheap. Honestly, I could see people moving to Mexico from Southern California, Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Another person for you to know, Jeannie Irish. She's like my big sister in San Diego real estate down here. She's done some transactions in Mexico. She lives pretty close to the border, bilingual, and she does pretty well. Like she sent me like some oceanfront rentals out there when my wife and I were looking for a property for ourselves. And it's like 200,000, but it's on the beach, and then it rents for like 1,900 a month. So you cash flow even at 3.5% down. So it's like, wow, no brainer. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Just, the whole cartel thing. That's the only downside there. But if you're in the good areas, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, if you're in the good areas. But I think if we look at it in terms of investment, I mean, you and I, we actually get the ability to get on stage and tell people that we are in one of the strongest markets in terms of investment. Mm-hmm. So like Nick, I mean, you could sell a condo or you could sell a $5 million home, and you're going to need a flood in Arizona for those to decrease in value. Mm-hmm. In San Diego, it's the same way. We need a major weather storm or some national crisis and for something to happen to our market. And last time when we had a national crisis, both of our markets appreciated. So if you're listening to this nationwide and you're like, wow, I really want to get into real estate, but I want to be successful, I advise you move to either Southern California or you go to Maricopa County, anywhere in Arizona, and place down a residence.
Yeah, honestly, I grew up in Arizona, and the 2008 crash hit us so hard. Had I stayed in Arizona, that happened when I'm in high school. Had I stayed through that, I don't think I would have gotten into real estate just because it was so rough for people back then. Mm-hmm. So I got the experience in a different state, but in hindsight, I wish I just bought everything in Arizona because we came back much stronger.
I was 13 at the time, and I think my joke is like, damn it, why wasn't I purchasing these homes when I was 13? It's that and Bitcoin. It's my 2 biggest regrets. Why wasn't I buying Bitcoin, and why didn't I buy during the 2008 crash?
I actually bought Bitcoin when it was $100. Guess how much it kept?
0.
That's why you guys sit here now.
Oh God, it's 70 something. I think today we had our fall from grace from 100, but yeah.
You got your Bitcoin?
No, I don't. I'm actually not a crypto believer. If that's a good topic here, I am all real estate and all stocks. I only invest in what I know, and I don't have the time to learn crypto. It's I think a skill set of mine is if I don't understand it or I don't know it, I don't do anything with it.
So I actually played around with it, which is why I bought it when it was $100. A couple of years, it was up to a couple hundred by then.
Yeah.
I actually thought, this is useless. It will never do what people are saying it's going to do. They said it was going to replace the US dollar.
Yeah.
And I realized, no, it never will. Year later, it shoots up to 10 grand. Now everyone's like, no, it's an investment now. It's an investment. So the narrative changed on that 100%.
Oh, yeah. And I couldn't imagine being in your position where you're holding something where you're like, I'm in New York now. I'm trying to make money. I have a couple $100 here. I could probably use it. It's not doing anything. And then looking at it now, you're like, damn. That's crazy.
I used to take my rental checks and go to a Bitcoin ATM because they had those around New York.
Yeah.
Bitcoin ATM. I buy a couple of Bitcoin when I close a rental. No big deal.
Oh, man, just to think now that's what Sirhan does, but he's buying it at $70,000 instead of the couple $100 you were purchasing it at.
Yeah. No, I did work with Ryan though. It was interesting to see him and what he does. He actually does not, in my humble opinion, this is not talking trash. He really doesn't do anything special. He just does the things every single day. He does not stop working. Just 8 a.m. in the office, 7 o'clock at night, still working. No secret, just works.
If we check him along the lines of like Alex Hermosi, it's all about staying in front of people. So I and I'm going to use the word bitch here with it like an underline, because I bitch to my agents all the time about when you make content, you're not going to make that lead today, but you're constantly in front of people so that when they need real estate, they're going to call you.
Exactly.
So like I'm taking a Hermosi thing right now and another random TikTok guy. I'm trying to post 10 TikToks a day and then a combination of 1 post and 5 stories on Instagram a day. I'm trying to have 16, and a TikTok live. So I'm trying to have 16 pieces of content constantly out in the ether, on top of like last month we sold, we had 9 closed, we have 21 in contract. So 30 total units while still making 16 pieces of content every day. And then I can go back to my team and say, hey, look, there's a reason why I'm the lead generator of this office and beating you guys in this. It has nothing to do with cold calls, prospecting, open houses. This has everything to do with consistency over the last 5 years. So in real estate, we make the mistake where it's like, I need a deal now. What can I do to get a deal now? And when you build that way, you're staying on that rat wheel. You're going to have an impossible time getting out. The sooner you're like Sirhan, you show up at 7, you leave at 8, or flip the other way around, but you're constantly working. The world constantly sees you working, like this podcast that you so awesomely created. It starts generating you results when you're not even working for it.
Yes. And it's funny because I always tell people this, you can spend 10 minutes researching a homeowner, making 1 cold call. You spend 10 minutes doing some Instagram thing on your phone, you reach 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of what do you think is the best use of your time? And it's clearly the content.
Well, if you look like you get 1,000 people. If you look like me, you get 100. But that's why I've got to make 16, because I want to reach at least 1,500 people a day.
Thank you. Are you hitting on me?
Yes, I am.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So, I mean, 5 years in, have you been doing content for the past 5 years, you'd say?
Yeah, it was my biggest regret as a new agent is I just didn't make anything when I started. I think I was what every other agent deals with, and like afraid of what people would say or think when I was posting like I sold a house, like, oh, good job. Like I was so in my own way. And I give my assistant a hard time for it now, where I just hammer every single day, go make content, go put your face out there. It's like, well, what do I want to say? Nothing. I don't care what you say. Just get on there and be like, hey, I sell houses. Like that's enough to get started. You don't have to have any like weight to it in this moment.
Exactly.
Why did you wait to start posting content?
So I was around, these $1 million listing guys. So I would like post on social media, but it wasn't like a consistent thing where I need to do a schedule. I need to do this and that. Was a cold caller. I did the cold calls. I did all that stuff.
Yeah.
When I came back to Arizona, you're kind of restarting because the clients don't move with you, right? So I've had like a couple deals, but nothing that could sustain a business. So what do I do? What's the best use of my time? I'm just going to commit to content. And I wish I had built those habits a little sooner because it's very powerful.
It's very powerful, and it's ego fulfilling, where some people don't want to get into it because you're like talking to yourself on camera and then posting it to the world.
My friends make fun of me because I'll be like there with the phone in my face.
Yeah, but like as soon as people realize like we don't want to do this every day, but we need to. Mm-hmm. This is not something where humanity, like we have to go kill food to make it. This is us trying to attract the food to us to kill to go make it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that too, because my brother will make fun of me. He's like, oh, you just take your camera out and you start talking to yourself. And I was like, and I take my camera out, and then all of a sudden someone wants to buy or sell a house in a couple months because they saw a piece of content I made back there. And just like that, it feels like business fell in my lap.
I play basketball every week, and one of my basketball buddies, he likes to say that I'm dancing on TikTok like a teenage girl. And, it's fair. I don't get mad at that. That's fair. Yeah. I'm 35 and I'm on TikTok.
Oh, dude, me too. Like the TikTok lives are crazy. I had 100 people on this morning, and all I'm doing is talking about how to buy a house in San Diego. It's crazy. I had someone tell me that they got in a fight and they're at the principal's office, but I was like, cool, it's engagement. I'm talking to you about your fight.
So you got that going. Do you do anything else for leads, or is it just the accumulation of 9 years? You're getting repeat clients at this point.
No, that's a great question. We have something that we created with my business partners called the Lighthouse Home Advantage Program, where we have solutions to cover up to 100% of your closing costs. We have some moving benefits. We have some AI benefits, and we have a lot of costs that we are saving for our clients outside of closing costs. So like home warranty, inspections, anything that helps them get into the house. I was very fortunate that my old business partners from my first brokerage came back to work with me here. So I have Craig Kitnick, Dustin Tornatore, and Tracy Tornatore. And we built this program last summer where it's our biggest lead gen. Our spend is also very high, but like today, it's a Tuesday. We had 8 leads going into Follow Up Boss that we got from 10 o'clock last night to 10 o'clock this morning. We're averaging about 300 leads a month off it. Granted, you get what you pay for, but our value is huge. We want to help the first-time home buyers. We want to help the military. We want to help our law enforcement. We want to help our education fields. We want to help our nurses. We want to help these people that have a harder time getting the information they need, to give them the information, but also give them the resources to own a home in San Diego. So besides the content, we really lean on our Lighthouse program because it's fulfilling. Like, I'm not going to lie, I love selling my $2 to $3 million clients' houses. Love those. But also going to a closing where it's a $500,000 condo and your client's crying because they never thought this could happen, that is almost more powerful than a buddy of mine that's purchasing another $1 million house and it's a drop in the bucket.
Mm-hmm. And my buddy, Casey Cutter, he's my lender, also a good friend. Those first-time home buyers are also his wheelhouse.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I wish I had more opportunities to send him, the other clients too, but that's his wheelhouse, man. He loves working with those people, and it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, a joke I made at a listing appointment the other day, at a $3.5 million listing appointment, and they were hammering me on commission. And I said, you realize I'm going to get paid more to sell a shitty house? I was like, and I'm going to have more fun selling the shitty house. Like, if this is how we're going to start, this is not a good relationship. So I understand Casey's side too, because as first-time home buyer, they're happy they're getting pre-approved. They're not calling Rocket. They're not going straight to UWM. They're just happy that someone picked up the phone and they're answering their questions.
There is a broker here in AZ, I'm not going to name them, but they're well known for getting the 0.5%, 1%, just to get the big listings.
Yep.
A lot of times they don't even sell, but it's just marketing for them. We're super professional on this podcast. I just had one about dating in Scottsdale. So yeah,
how did that go?
This is my buddy Derek. He's actually a real estate agent too, but he doesn't like to talk about real estate ever. So he's like, Nick, let's do dating. And he brought his girlfriend who's a therapist. And they basically just bullied me the whole time.
Yeah, they're just trying to scratch and claw at you. And you're like, dude, I can't release this A-list celebrity that I'm dating because then the whole world would panic. I just can't expose that. Like Sabrina would be so mad.
How's San Diego for that? Is San Diego like a big city? Because Scottsdale is very small. And I didn't realize that. Phoenix is a big city, but if you're in Scottsdale, you only see Scottsdale people. And they are always the same people, and it's always the same when you go out.
I have no answer to that. I think I stopped going out like 10 years ago. I've been with the same woman 10 years. We've been going on our third year of marriage. And like going out, that just sounds like a nightmare.
You and Jensen are spirit animals, my man. Jensen, this is literally you. This is my camera guy. He's over there.
Yeah. Jensen, we're going to play Xbox later, and we're not going to say a word to each other for like an hour. And then we'll be like, hey man, that was fun.
That's my life.
I love that.
Every night my wife puts the kids down. That's me.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm doing that right now. And I love like these podcasts or speaking on stage. I had a professional speaking coach for years because I'm an introvert. As much like in real estate, you have to be an extrovert. I'm an introvert. So I had to learn how to talk. I had to learn how to form sentences like this because it's so much better for me to kill someone in a video game and just go get better. And then that's the only thing I say. But obviously in our space, you can't do that.
It's funny you say that because I'm also much more of an introvert. Being in real estate, I think, forced me to be social and like put myself out there and talk to people. And that's what I'm telling, newer agents right now is this will actually make you more social if you take it seriously and you put yourself out there.
Oh yeah, it's like the best agents I know are at-home introverts. They want to like sit there, do nothing, watch a show. But then again, you get them out in a sales environment and they're willing to talk to a wall. It's not something we want to do, but it's something we will do, and it works. It finds success. So why not take that chance?
Mm-hmm. And you probably don't want the people who are willing to just say anything as a real estate agent anyway.
No, because they're going to end up in lawsuits.
Yeah.
Which that's a good point. I am 2-0 in real estate court. I'm very proud of that. Because in real estate, I was told at a young age that you're not doing anything right till you get sued. So I have a question back for you, Nick. Have you been sued in real estate before?
Yeah, it's out there.
Yes.
They sued me. They should have sued the brokerage, and they should have even sued. It was just a pointless thing. I probably instigated and like let that happen. So, now I know, just keep my mouth shut in certain situations and things won't happen.
But now you can say, hey, I know I made it in business because I've been sued.
That's actually what my attorney told me.
Oh,
So
it's awesome. It's the coolest. I think that's just the casual attorney line, because that was what happened on my first one. And then my second one, they're like, hey, Joey, pump the brakes.
I mean, I don't want to go into details about your lawsuits. We'll let people look.
Dude, I will talk about them. They were great. Both of them, we were actually, one of them, I did the suing. It was a request for repairs. We put on the contract that we requested a licensed and bonded contractor to fix a roof, and they sent a painter. So we were able to sue them and collect, I think it was about $8,000 worth of damage plus a new roof, which was awesome. The second one was a sue over a non-disclosure, where I was sued by a buyer for not disclosing an HOA amount. But the HOA amount was actually disclosed to them in an email, and it was on the MLS, but their agent said that I didn't do it. So that was the fastest lawsuit of my life, because we got the paperwork. I sent them the screenshot to the HOA and the HOA docs that got sent to them and said, this information has been in front of you the entire time. I'm sorry that your agent decided to say, no, Joey screwed this up, instead of realizing that they screwed it up.
And that just goes to show the power of putting everything in email.
Oh God, I'm the best at that. Like, I get off a phone call and I'm sending a Slack, a text, or an email. Everything is documented, because you never know at what point it's going to come back to you.
And people who tell the truth like that.
Oh yeah.
In the New York days, I worked with some shady fuckers, and they would go out of their way to not put anything in writing. It's like only phone calls, only this and that. And I had to learn to do the opposite of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're telling the truth, that definitely saves you.
Oh, and it's a good thing too, because I think in real estate especially, like, the more homes you sell, the better you get at the job. You start meeting like-minded people. You realize that, like, the bottom agents are like the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like, I want to make money. The middle chunk of the agents are like the pieces of shit that just like can't get out of their own way, don't want to put it in writing, gray area. And then you have your top percent of agents that are all the people you want to be like. They document everything. It's clear and concise on negotiating, and they work together. So it's like the real estate, once you get through that middle part, you get out of the gray area and you reach the top level of agents, you realize, like, holy shit, we have the best job in the world. I get to communicate with some of the best communicators in my space and solve complex problems at an easier rate. It's awesome.
I love that you love that. I like
huge.
it a lot, but it's kind of lame. Like, when I was growing up, I would never think, oh, I want to be a realtor. I thought that was my mom's friend who sells 2 houses a year.
Yep.
But no, if you get it going, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's like last year we did 138 transactions, about 90 million in sales. And like, saying that, $2.5 million in revenue, like, dude, I was a 30-year-old that had a company that did 2.5 revenue. Like, that's crazy. And then I'll say, oh yeah, and it was in real estate. And like, the conversation is like, oh, you sold houses? Like, dude, why be derogatory? You don't have a company that did that much in revenue.
Do you get any heat from people for being a fairly young guy with a successful real estate business?
Oh yeah, my favorite is I'll get the comments like, oh, your parents helped you with that? I'll be like, my parents aren't in this market. My dad passed away, and my mom doesn't like real estate. So that's my first one. And then I also love when someone says, oh, I've been doing it for 20 years. And I'm going to say, that's crazy. I was in 2nd grade.
That's funny. I had that this weekend, actually. Yeah, like, the respect, I think, from the older agents, I think, is tough. Yeah. I never got it in New York because the TV shows were on. People just thought I was like, oh, I'm one of those guys. I wasn't. They thought I was. Coming here, I've noticed that it's actually a real thing. If you don't have gray hair, people don't take you as seriously.
And it doesn't make any sense. Like, I used to drive a Honda Accord. It's a nice car. I mean, the thing was reliable. But all of a sudden, I have a Rivian now. I've got an R1T, the truck. And I show up to appointments, and all of a sudden, like, oh, you're young, but you have a nice truck, so you must be good. The only thing that changed is I went from a Honda to an expensive truck, and all of a sudden, you get more validity. So I get why agents will get the Rolex, or they'll wear luxury brand clothing.
Hey, hold on. Talking about me?
Oh, dude. I mean, I just covered myself in tattoos. So it's like I'm just showing you my age because I have just a bunch of black ink all over my body.
That's so California.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know why a real estate broker needs a leg sleeve, but I have one and I'm working on another.
If there's any career where you could have one, it's that.
Yeah, it's this where I wear flip-flops and workout shorts every single day and almost sell $100 million in real estate every year.
I love that.
This is the year. Yeah, man.
Well, Joey, I think we're getting close to an hour here. Do you have anything else you want to share with us?
Oh, does it have to be real estate focused?
Anything you want. Give me a crazy story about yourself.
Oof. I don't have very many crazy stories about myself, but I have one thing for all the listeners on here. I was fighting the other day. I've got a board of directors. The board of directors, it is 4 people. All of them are above $50 million in net worth. And I was fighting with them on like the David Goggins approach, where like it's negative self-talk to motivate yourself to go out and do more. And I'm learning that the bigger business people and the people that have hit these numbers that you want to hit all kind of have a pain point internally, where it is more of a, how can I be better this day than the next day? So I don't know what listener needs to hear this out there, but sometimes you need a little bit of that negative fire in you to reach the next level. So my point I'm going to bring on that is my dad, when he was here, I think his biggest company was like 8,000 or 9,000 employees, multinational, selling software. And I remember when I first launched Velocity and I hired my first agent, and my dad's comment was a text, and he said, "That's it," with a question mark. Sometimes you only need one thing in your life and it will motivate you for the entire strain of your business career. Because whenever I do something cool, my only question to myself is, that's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because you realize that like, oh, it's a cool accomplishment, but you can always do more. There's always room to do more.
Do you think there's a point where you have to celebrate some wins, or are you always just like on to the next thing?
So if you talk to my leadership team at both companies, they say we have to celebrate all wins. But if you ask me, I don't celebrate shit. And the reason for that is I think what we put in is expected. When you put in the work and you've been consistent, this is what we expect. We don't expect anything less. So our celebrating wins is opening up other companies, or really just opening up other companies. Everything else under that is expected. It's expected that we sell a minimum of 10 homes a month. It's a minimum that we have a minimum of 10 in escrow every month. It's a minimum that we do 100 transactions a year. That is all expected. And it's stuff that we should have celebrated, but for how I work, I just get hit with the that's it. Like, you're happy, that's it? Keep pushing.
Joey Bergandi, everybody. Keep pushing.
Let's go. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate this. Next time it will be in person. I'll fly out.
For sure. I'm gonna stop this recording for now. It's great, man. I want to post this Friday, so I'll get you all the links and all that. So